Thank you for joining us on this episode of Sports Bets for Free. My name is Scott Jenkins, your host, just a local sports bettor here in Phoenix, Arizona. And hopefully today with our picks and your picks, it's going to be another profitable day for you. Friday, December 29th, NBA slate. Basketball-wise, a lot of college basketball-wise, a lot of higher seeded, or how do I put this? A lot of better teams playing patsies before league play starts. So we'll stay away from those particular matchups tonight. We'll get into the NBA. I will tell you this, end of the episode, and every episode we do, there will be a link to the Google Sheet in the comments section. That'll get you into all of our bets, juice we got them at, how many units, what book we placed them at. There's a lot of games right now that do not have player props as we're getting into the load management part of the season before we flip the calendar year. So just a heads up on that one. We'll get into the first game of the night. Nets, Wizards in DC, 6-point home dog for the Wizards, 242 total. I'm a little pissed off about the Nets after their last matchup, after they basically sat everybody after the first half. If you were planning on giving away the game, then just mark them out from the start and get the shit over with. It was ridiculous. This is why people get mad about betting NBA, right? You know what I mean? Like, they were down 20, but it's halftime. Mikal Bridges played like 12 minutes. Give me a break. Anyway, the Wizards, as shitty as they are, seem to play their guys. So we're going to, on this Wizards-Nets game, we've got Daniel Gafford over 11.5 points, over 7.5 rebounds. Cam Thomas over 22.5 points. Because once again, Cam's never met a shot he didn't like. So in that Wizards-Nets game, just a few player props. Daniel Gafford for the Wizards over 11.5 points and over 7.5 rebounds. Cam Thomas over 22.5 points. Gafford's been solid all season long. And then if Nick Claxton is not going to play, he should even have more room in the paint to get the job done. So expect Gafford to get some things done in the middle. Knicks Magic in Orlando. Orlando, 1-point dog, roughly, on that one. Just a few more player props in this particular matchup. We're going to go to Franz Wagner over 23.5 points. He's been Mr. Steady and consistent all season long. Jalen Brunson, his point total's up to 26.5, but we really like him to score 30-plus tonight. So we're going to take over 26.5 points and over 2.5 three-pointers for the game. And then we also like the Knicks over the 113.5 team total. Just the overall shooting from Orlando has been pretty inconsistent all season long. You know, a lot of injuries on there. It's just ever since they hit that 2-game loser when they went to Boston 2 games in a row, it has not been pretty for the Magic on that retrospect there. So one more time in that game, Franz Wagner over 23.5 points, Jalen Brunson over 26.5 points and over 2.5 three-pointers made, and Knicks over the 113.5 team total. Next game up, Bucks Cavaliers. Bucks 6-point road favorite, 239.5. Is Donovan Mitchell going to play? Is he not going to play? This seems to be the common theme throughout this. Jared Allen, no player. There wasn't a lot of player props for any of those guys. We do like Jared Allen a lot of times in this one. This is the matchup where I probably wouldn't like Allen. We'd take more unders just due to the fact of the size of Milwaukee. When Allen's got a big advantage, that's the days to take him. But we do like the Bucks -2 first quarter, -3.5 first half, -6 for the game. Giannis over 1.5 blocks and almost 2-1. Almost plus 200. Giannis over 31.5 points and over 11.5 rebounds, which is plus money as well. So in that Bucks Cavs game, Bucks -2 first quarter, -3.5 first half, -6 for the game. Giannis over 1.5 blocks, over 31.5 points, and over 11.5 rebounds. Next game up, Kings Hawks. Basically a pick 'em, or now a lot of places Hawks +1, 252 total. 252. Love it. We're going to see some scoring here, and we're going over. So over 64.5 first quarter, over 129 first half, over 252 for the game. Trae Young over 29.5 points. Did I read that? Yeah. Give me 1 second on that Trae Young play. I want to make sure I just didn't type it in wrong because I thought it was 27.5 points, but let me just double check really quick here. Yeah, over 29.5 points on that one there. through FanDuel. It was 28.5, but a lot of juice at DraftKings. Just a heads up there. So Trae Young over 29.5 points, over 3.5 threes. De'Aaron Fox over 30.5 points and over 3.5 threes. This should be 3 central game here between the Hawks and the Kings. Neither team a big fan of defense, and the Hawks at home score even more. So one more time in that Kings-Hawks game, over 64.5 first quarter, over 129 first half, over 252 for the game. Trae Young over 29.5 points and over 3.5 three-pointers made. De'Aaron Fox over 30.5 points and over 3.5 threes. I know that's high for De'Aaron Fox, but it is plus 140, so definitely something worth looking into there for you. Some good plus money to take advantage of there with a lot of opportunity to do so against that Hawks D. Next game up, Celtics-Raptors. Celtics 6-point home favorite after almost losing to Detroit, being down 21, 224.5 total. We do like the Celtics here. The problem is you don't know which Celtics are going to play. Porzingis had a big night last night. I don't know if he's going to play tonight. We do like the Celtics minus 2.5 first quarter, minus 3.5 first half, minus 6.5 for the game. Scotty Barnes, we do like again, over 20.5 points and over 1.5 threes. And if they're going to continue to give us 1.5 threes on Barnes, we're going to continue to take those. Celtics over the 115.5 team total. This is going to be a spot where make sure you check back to the Google Sheets, and it'll have any updated bets that we have. And there's going to be some Celtics props I know we want for sure. We're just waiting for those to come available on that one. So next game up, we're going to have 76ers Rockets. 76ers 1.5 point favorite going to Houston. 76ers with had a big win finally. Believe it was a couple nights ago. Houston got beat by Phoenix at home, which was kind of shocking on that one. We just like some player props in this particular matchup. For the Rockets, Sengun over 23, and I know I'm pronouncing it wrong. Forgive the hillbilly side of me here. Sengun over 23.5 points and over 10.5 rebounds. Tyrese Maxey over 28.5 points. And Melton for the 76ers over 1.5 turnovers is, oh my God, he gets in more bad situations than probably any point guard in the league. I can't believe he runs the point more than Maxey does. So Sengun over 23.5 points, over 10.5 rebounds. Maxey over 28.5 points, and Melton over 1.5 turnovers in that game there. So next game up, Thunder, Nuggets, 1.5, 2.5, 3, depending on where you're getting it at. Book-wise, it's kind of all over the board. Nuggets, one of the best home teams. Thunder, one of the best teams, period. Thunder have gotten, I think if I memory serves me correctly, they got beat in Denver before. But we do like the Thunder. I think they're on a little bit of a heater here. They found something a little bit more with Holmgren scoring, which has opened up some other things. So Thunder plus 0.5 first quarter, plus 1.5 first half, plus 2.5 for the game. Holmgren over 17.5 points, over 2.5 blocks. And we're also going to take the Thunder over 117.5 team total. We've stayed away from the SGA player prop as it's been in the low 30s. When he's at 29 or 30, you'll probably hop on. But SGA is normally not, because he doesn't shoot threes, it's hard for him to get a 50-point night and give a ton of value in there when he's just barely going to eclipse it by 1. And then you have to worry about if the game's close or not, because SGA's rotation is he plays the full first quarter, he plays about half the second quarter, he plays the whole third quarter, and then about half the fourth quarter. Well, the problem is if they're down big or up big, he doesn't come back into the game. So, because they'll just sit him for the full fourth. So it makes it tough on SGA props to make sure, and when he's in the mid-30s, your better odds are actually to play under. And when we're playing team total overs and things of that nature, it makes it a hard bet to sit there and go to the over on the SGA points prop. But Chet Holmgren does have the ability to score 30 points, and when you're at 17.5, that gives you a lot of upside on that particular bet and a lot of value. But one more time in that Thunder Grizzlies game, plus 0.5 first quarter for the Thunder, plus 1.5 first half, and plus 2.5 for the game. Holmgren over 17.5 points, over 2.5 blocks, and Thunder over the 117.5 team total. Next game up, Hornets Suns. So the Suns should never be favored by 16 against anybody. Let's start with that. Bradley Beal is supposed to be back tonight. The big three can actually maybe play 5 minutes together again. So Suns 16-point favorite, 232 total. Hornets off a back-to-back where they got crushed by the Lakers. This is a fade of the Suns. Has nothing to do with the Hornets on this play here. So we're going to take the Hornets plus 5 first quarter. as they try to, getting Bradley Beal back, they're going to try to get him into the mix and get a flow and rotation down. Plus 9.5 first half, plus 16 for the game. Bradley Beal under 15.5 points. Devin Booker under 38.5 par. Brandon Miller over 22.5 par, and those are points, assists, rebounds combined. Booker over 2.5 turnovers, and Hornets over the 107.5 team total. This is kind of like the Celtics and the Pistons last night, if you ask me. A lot of people are going to want to take the Suns here. I think the Suns are going to win. I just don't think they're winning by 16. Like maybe a 12-point win. I could see that one there. Something to that effect. But I just, 16 is a huge number. It was just like the Celtics yesterday at 17.5. Like, you're not going to bet the shitty team, but you also can't take the team that you think's going to win the game there just because the point spread's so whack. Like, 17 is like that's like being favored by 24 in football. So it's just a big, big number. But one more time, Hornets plus 5 first quarter, plus 9.5 first half, plus 16 for the game. Bradley Beal under 15.5 points. Booker under 38.5 par, points, assists, rebounds combined. Same thing for Brandon Miller, but we're going over 22.5 par. Devin Booker over 2.5 turnovers, and Hornets over 107.5 team total for that game. 2 more games. We will be involved in these games as soon as player props come available. We're not going to play side or total, but Trailblazers minus 5.5, 232.5. This is a back-to-back with the Spurs after the Spurs won in last night. If Anthony Simons is playing, we're definitely lighting up the score. We're lighting up a lot of stuff here. There's no Wemby props because we'd be all over him as well. So make sure you do check the Google sheet. Last game up, Grizzlies, Clippers. No player props on this one either because the Clippers are just magnificent on a bunch of bullshit and don't know who's going to play. And then we don't know about the John Morant status. And if you watched the game last night, without John Morant, oh my God, are the Grizzlies awful like they were before. So I think they're even more reliant on Morant now that he's back than before. So make sure, like I mentioned a couple times before, Google Sheets at the end of the episode, it's going to say docs.google.spreadsheet and a bunch of other stuff behind it. Make sure you do check that out as we get closer to game time on these. We just wanted to get you out probably 90% of the plays that we got going on. We'll probably, like I said, have a few more to go here shortly. So make sure you do check out that Google Sheet. And as always, if you could subscribe and get notifications to the YouTube channel, so when we drop our bets, you get those first. Makes life really simple, especially when you subscribe and turn those notifications on. You'll get notified to your phone or device to let you know Sports Bets for Free has dropped some new bets. It's time to go look those up, match them up with your bets, and give you that ton of confidence you need heading to the betting app or betting window. I do appreciate everybody's support as always, and look forward to seeing you on the next episode.